Yo, how's it going guys? Welcome back to a new video. In today's video, we shall be continuing with the Hero Guide series. This video is part of a series which will give beginner tips and possible gear combinations along with other important information about each of the heroes. But today, our main hero of focus is Paco. And without wasting any time, let's get straight into the video. Starting right away, Paco's abilities include the grenade, and this deals damage of 1700 in a range of 400. So that's pretty straightforward. And then we have the team recovery, and this basically just generates 90 health and armor per second for your teammates within a range of 400. So your teammates have to be close to you, for you to be able to heal them up. And then next up we have Initiator. She gets more damage and health right off the bat, and then on taking damage she gets a speed boost, so she moves faster by over 20% and also does 20% more damage. The final ability is Healer. As long as the allies are close to her, they just gain some health points per second. And then on taking damage, we are still on the healer ability. On taking damage, the allies' fire rate is increased. That's it for Paco's abilities. Proceeding to the tips for using Paco. Paco is not a very easy hero to use. Although she does a lot of damage and has a lot of health, it doesn't mean that it's very easy to use this hero. In this section of the video, we shall be looking at a few tips that you can apply to improve your gameplay with Paco. And starting right away, the first tip that is quite important is go through the enemies. When you're shooting at an enemy, you shouldn't stand in one position. You have to go through the enemy, because remember, you have a shotgun, and you know how shotguns work. The more distance you are away from a target, there's a damage fall off, because a shotgun shoots pellets. So the closer you are to a target, the more chances you have of landing all the pellets into the target. And as you can see with her damage, she does around 300 damage. But that is damage per pellet, not damage per shot. So, and a shotgun has very many pellets. So that comes around to, thousands of damage per shot. And this is really effective, but only if you go through the enemy to land all that damage, especially with tanks. And then the next tip here is, when you are reloading with Paco, disengage. For example, if you're attacking an enemy, you land the first shots and the enemy is not destroyed. So in that moment, your gun will reload. So during that moment, disengage, move away from the enemy, and obviously, if you don't get the kill, the enemy might come after you. And during that period, as you get away from the enemy, your gun will finish reloading and be ready to fire again. So if the enemy is coming for you, then you can just finish them off. And then the next tip is, you need to learn how to use your grenades in a very effective way. For example, you can use grenades to flash out enemies who are trying to hide in, certain rooms or corners. This is effective because most of the heroes in the game don't have so much health. So a grenade will do some serious damage and they will have to get out of the way. So if a hero is hiding in a certain room or corner, you could throw the grenade, and then as they come out, all you have to do is finish them off. So grenades are very useful, but you have to be careful because they can also destroy your own teammates. The next tip that we have here is, you can actually heal until the moment that you shoot. And this is important because you could be involved in a very intense battle. So it helps if you continue healing until the moment when you reach the enemy and turn off the healing. The moment you turn off the healing and the enemy is in your crosshairs or in that red cone, the gun will fire the enemy. So you don't always have to turn off healing when enemies are around because you're afraid you can't shoot. You can continue healing until the moment your gun fires. The next tip here is a bit technical. As you play the game more, you realize how important it is. You need to take some damage on purpose. Remember, as we described Sparkle's abilities, especially the third ability called Initiator. She gets a 20% and 25% boost to her movement speed and her damage, respectively. So when you take some damage on purpose, it's going to increase the damage that your gun can do. And this will allow you to destroy certain heroes that otherwise you wouldn't have been able to destroy with your default damage. So for example, if you're facing a hero like Smog, you could take some damage on purpose because Smog doesn't do that much damage anyway. And then after taking a little bit of damage, then turn your gun and fire. In that moment when you fire your gun, it will do over 20% more damage than if you would have fired your gun without taking any damage. So yeah, this can also be useful when you're facing heroes with shields, for example Hurricane and Bastion. With Angel it can be very dangerous because once she hits you, she gets the protective matrix, and that means all your incoming damage is going to be reduced by over 50%. Yeah, so that's it for the tips for Sparkle. Moving on to the possible gear combinations. Now, the gears you choose for Sparkle or any other hero depend on how you want to play. So here I'll give you some of my gear combinations that I use or that I wish to use in certain situations. The first one here is obvious. If you want your shotgun to fire 3 shots, you need to equip 6 personal gears. You need to have unlocked the full set of personal gears. Yeah, and personal gears are not that hard to find. I remember we discussed this in a video about gears, which I will link probably in the top right corner, or if you don't see it there, you should check in the description. I might drop a link there. In that video we discussed the different types of gears and how to get them. So you can check out that video to learn more about how to unlock personal gears. The next set that we have here is, actually it's 2 sets. I have 2 sets here for those who don't have personal gears, or for those who have very few personal gears. This first set is optimized for you to reload faster. In this set we have the index eye, it gives more vision. We have the index heart, it increases the damage to armor, and also it increases your maximum armor as well. And then we have the tactical gloves. These give you a faster reload speed by over 25%. And then we have the index leg, the white index leg. Anyway, you see the word index, those are set gears for all shotgun heroes. So the index leg will give you a faster fire rate and faster movement speed. And then the index collar will increase your damage to health, and the scan flashlight will give you 5% more health or more, depending on how you've upgraded it. And notice that we have 4 set gears here: index eye, index heart, index leg, and index collar. Having 4 set gears also reduces your reload speed. I think it's by 10%, which is like a bonus of having those 4 set gears. And then the second set without personal gears that I would recommend, this particular set is optimized for more damage and armor penetration. So in this set we have the index eye just for more vision, and then we have the reflex implant, just reduces your weapon spread. Spiked shoulder for more armor penetration. Index leg increases your fire rate and movement speed. The third knuckle increases your damage to health, and the scan flashlight gives you a little bit more health. Notice that 2 set gears, the index eye and the index leg, the bonus you get from this is more damage to armor. So that's it for the gear sets for those without personal gears. My current gear set is this. I just have 4 personal gears equipped: the storm eye, storm belt, the storm boots and storm choker. And then I have the tactical gloves equipped for a faster reload time, and the scan flashlight for more health. I'm using this set because the 4 personal gears, those already give you a good amount of bonuses, but at the same time the tactical gloves for the faster reload helps a lot, because I'm also getting a further reduction to reload speed from having 2 personal gears. So this set that I'm using can also be considered as a reload set. I'm just waiting for the last personal gear that I have to unlock, and then I will equip the full set of personal gears. yeah, so that's it for the possible gear combinations that you can use for Paco. The final part of the video will just contain some gameplay highlights. Yeah, and I think that brings us to the end of today's video. If you have any more tips for Paco, you're free to leave them down below in the comments. Or if you have any questions about what I've just said in this video, also leave them below in the comments. I will try to reply to everyone. Thanks for watching, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.